What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B. Once again. So, we got some diabolique news for the great and washed masses right now regarding Anthony, the landlord, John Stewart. And this video here, man, comes from the bottom of my heart. So, we got some bars from Maggie Hearn. They're a bit late, I'm not gonna lie. It was only the 16th of October, but listen, that ain't the main. That's not the main. Time goes quick, man. I make these notes, right? I post these links in my WhatsApp chat, so I've got a log. And before I know it, it's been a month. But listen, the point is, last week we heard the rumours that AJ was going to U16. And we were thinking, I don't really like that fit for him. But I tell you what I do like. And someone reminded me, and I didn't mention it on the video. Yeah? When we were speculating about the Usyk link up. I wasn't happy with that, but at the same time I couldn't really think where he should go otherwise. But there's one name that I missed, and it's an absolute guaranteed cert. And that name is Bomac. And it's not because Bomac's the hot thing of the month, because we went through that already, right? Oh, maybe Andy Lee and... No, Bomac, he's proven it loads of times. I'm pretty sure he's got Kishore and Davis in there. Shakur's always hanging around there. Crawford's there. And Bomac, look at what he did with Chris Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. was never the most cerebral fighter. Certainly in his early days, he was known as a brawler. He's refined that more so. But Eubank Jr. is seen as someone who's quite hard-headed. And yet, Eubank, no doubt, Eubank Jr.'s best performance, when he fought George Groves, he's kind of just over-revving. He's just trying to get on Groves. The best Chris Eubank Jr. I've seen is with the Liam Smith 2 fight, and that was under Bomac. He then leaves Bomac for whatever reason, and he don't look the same as he did in that Liam Smith 2 fight. Bottom line. Not in the Conor Ben 1 fight. Okay, there's a rehydration clause. Whatever. I was shocked. The composure that Eubank had, he's never been the most composed. That composure he had in Smith 2, bearing in mind he got knocked out the first time. And don't forget, think of all the fights he had under Roy Jones. He looked awful in them fights. His picking, his prodding, his loosey-goosey. He did not look composed in them fights. He was winning. I think he beat Liam Chiniums and whatnot. He was winning still, but I was never hard for what he was doing. I was hard for the Smith 2 performance. Now, they'll say, yeah, but Smith 2 is this, Smith 2 is that, and Beefy Smith was on the beef, and he weren't trying, whatever. He knew what he had to do, and he got boxed up like a heavy bag. That's what he did. So my point is, if you can take what looked like, certainly after Smith won, a shot Eubank and a messy Eubank, and no one was impressed with the skills he had under Roy Jones Jr., which proves to you that transition, there was no rebuilding phase, right? Eubank gets clopped, and he was boxing. Eubank was boxing nervous. He was always pulling back, and he'd be leaning back with his chin in the air. That Roy Jones type style, that's what he was trying to do, but he's not that kind of fighter. His dad said that as well, and I agree. He adopted a new style, it wasn't working, and to go from that, no warm-up fights. People love to get a new trainer, and it makes some logical sense. You get a new trainer, and we'll have a few warm-up fights. Bomac took dude from getting knocked out for the first time in his career, looking messy, leaky, an accident waiting to happen style, I call it, to the most refined he's ever looked. So if you can do that for Chris Eubank Jr., and I think Chris Eubank Jr. has better instincts than AJ, to be fair, but still, that transition with no warm-up fights in one camp, if you're going to roll, I think the culture as well, will... Not to mention Bomac speaks English, right? Oh, some corny cat says, yeah, I think the Usyk play is a great play, and just get a translator in. You don't get the essence of the bars, right? The essence of the scripture is lost in translation. Remember post-fight interviews? I've seen post-fight interviews of Mexicans talking. Right? And what they're saying Sounds great in Mexican. I can't speak Mexican or Spanish, whatever they be, Aztec, whatever they be speaking, Mayan, whatever they be speaking here. I don't understand it, but they sound passionate. And then there's some plumber, not his fault, but there's some interpreter trying to translate it. And after it all comes out, people in the comments are saying, he didn't say that. You see what I mean? And boxing's more specific than an interview translation. I don't know how you can... I guess Usyk can translate. He can't speak the best English himself, though. It's not the point, though. Right? You're 37 years old, and I think the Bomac selection, the culture will fit AJ, right? Crawford's a dog. There's a bunch of dogs in there. Kishorn, he's a bit corny with the weight stuff, but okay. When he gets in there, he's a dog. Shakur, he's not really a dog, but he can fight, right? I know that Bomac isn't his main trainer, but he's always hanging around there, hanging at the back of Terence Crawford. And it's ain't about hanging at the back of Terence Crawford, but I think let me show you the video I played yesterday. This is what I'm talking about. This sums up the essence. You ain't going to get this in Usyk's camp, or any other of these corny. I think AJ will do well. AJ's impressionable, right? Big Meech, Larry Hoover. When he's got Bomac in there saying digging his arse, that will resonate with him. Because even in the Dubois fight, AJ said, I think, what's his name? Someone said, I'm not sure if it was AJ or if it was Ben Davidson's advice. But someone said roll the dice. And AJ goes, yeah, roll the dice. That's not the same as digging his arse, is it? It's not the same. You see what I'm trying to say? The culture of that. And it's not just... trying to dig in someone's arse ain't the same as... it's not enough just to dig in someone's arse. You can't go in there like this. But like I said, with Eubank was leaky deaky with Chris Eubank, with Roy Jones Jr. And then all of a sudden he comes in there poised, calm as a cucumber. Just picking his shots. Now, is it the case that Liam Smith was just that bad? We can always do that. But if I was to take a punt, if my name was AJ and I'm going to take a punt somewhere right now, I don't see why not Bomac. If for nothing else, the culture will damn sure I'm better than Usyk's one. I'm sorry, that's the worst thing you could do, honestly, for AJ at this point. I'll show you right now what AJ needs. This is what AJ needs, man. Because he's had all these soft trainers. Ben Davidson. Ben Davidson appears to be quite cerebral, but he's not got that edge, right? That Mississippi cotton picking edge that Bomac's got. And I think, never mind, listen, how many times do you think Terence Crawford's had to go to a dark room and sit there like an idiot for $2,000 a night, right? Them man there would tell you to do that. Ben Davidson probably said, yeah, AJ, I think it'd be really good for your rehabilitation to find yourself. Same as Virgil Hunter with Boat. I bet Virgil Hunter said to Boatza, yeah, Joshua, it'd be really good to do some travelling now and, find yourself. Yay, that's what that is, man. Yeah, digging his arse, that's what I'm trying to hear, man. Digging his arse. Never mind, no, I'll give you rehabilitation, finding yourself in a minute, man. Digging his arse. That's the bottom line. I ain't trying to hear no more of this new age BS, man. That's what I'm not trying to hear. Yeah, let's hear the bars here from Bomac right quick.
This is where the kill is made at. This is where the kill is made at. Pick it up, man. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up, man. Pick it up. Hey. You gotta dig in his ass, man. You the f***ing boss. You gotta dig in his ass, man. You the f***ing boss.
You gotta dig in his ass. You're the effing boss. You're not gonna hear them bars with Andy Lee. And it's not just about the bars, obviously. But what I'm saying is, Bomac's got the technical element too. We've seen it in Smith too. In one camp, no warm-ups. In one camp, no warm-ups. Eubank looked the best he ever looked. So he's got the technique and he's got the edge there. I think AJ could buy into it. A bit like Big Meech, right? Oh, I didn't follow any boxers growing up. And I think AJ's halfway on the right track, right? A bit like Big Meech or Larry Hoover, he's going towards Usyk in the same fashion. He's looking up to Usyk, right? But I'd look up to Crawford, given the choice, to be fair. What Usyk does is... Crawford's special, obviously. and Usyk special as well. But I mean, they don't speak English. Just take it at that. They don't speak English. Completely different culture, and that's not the type of fighter. AJ's never going to be twinkle toes, and I wouldn't advise that. Right? Crawford can listen. Just because Bomax Crawford's trainer doesn't mean that Bomac can install a dog into AJ. But if someone was going to do it, my point is, if the culture of a Usyk camp, or what's more likely to rub off on AJ and sort his head out? Is it going to be, where's he from again? Omaha. Is it going to be that? I'm not even sure. I think is it? I'm not sure. Let's call it the Dirty South, man. It sounds good. is that a Dirty South culture gonna rub off? It's not the dirty. It's probably the middle. I don't know, wherever it is, man. I'm not a geographer. Okay, let's call it the Dirty South, man. I'm from the dirty. I've always wanted to say that, but listen, is the culture from the Dirty South, okay, more or less likely to rub off than Draft Dodger Incorporated in Valencia, Spain? Right? You can't speak a lick of English. You go into Spain with a bunch of Ukrainians. That works for them, great. And even then, does it really work for them? That other dude, Daniel Lapin, he can't box for toffee. He's no good. And that is a legitimate Ukrainian who ain't no good. So if it ain't working for the real Ukrainians who are no good, the chance of sorting AJ's head out when they've got a bunch of man and translators is going to be lost. Any value there, which in my opinion isn't most for AJ's style. Yeah, dig in his arse with some solid fundamentals, chin down, hands up, which is what Chris showed in the Liam Smith 2 fight. He wasn't super tight, but he was much more disciplined. His backhand game was like there, it was probably right here or something, narrow and like there, relaxed, but it was like this, right? He wasn't doing that loosey-goosey Roy Jones situation. So AJ needs to go here, man. Or at least test it out. He tested out. I wonder why he never tested out Bomac for. He tested out Derek James and Robert Garcia and a few other cats from the States. But I wonder why he never went there for. But now's the time to go, in my opinion. Crawford's on his way out. He's probably fighting once a year, so he's not going to fight again until September. Give Bomac some work, but I think it's actually better for yourself. And I'd love to see the link up. To be fair, AJ's never had a trainer like that. He has not. Rob McCracken, he's quite calm, and these men are of the same ilk. Tony Sims is probably the closest AJ has to this kind of culture. Yeah, he's got the kind of East End type thing, but Rob McCracken, very professional. What's the other cat's name? Ben Davidson, very professional and cerebral, allegedly. Yeah, digging his arse, man. It's time to dig. Am I getting carried away with the digging his arse? I may be overplaying it, but it's the thing behind that, though. Right? You see Crawford in his camps. He's got all his man around him, as such. They're not zesty, man, either. They're doing a cookout, or you know what I'm saying? I think that thing there, that warrior community, might rub off well on AJ, right? I don't really see that in the UK so much. Fighters will have their own fight camp, and then a few of their brothers or their dad, and that'll be it, right? There's not that actual. I'm not there. Maybe there is a great. We don't have much unity in the UK. I have to say that there's not much. You don't really see teams go to war. There'll be a head fighter, and then there'll be a few jobbers and assistants and whatnot. There's not like, whenever you see the DAZN documentaries and whatnot, it looks quite isolating. And I think it would be good for AJ's head to get in the mix, right? Get in the mix and be doing it like that. But what do I know? Probably nothing. But that'd be my advice for him if he's going to roll the dice. Don't roll the dice with Usyk's team. That's going to go. You're going to be befuddled. You really are going to be befuddled with the language and better yet the technique as well. You're not going to be twinkle toes, man. Yeah? Bomac will look at AJ and know what to do, in my opinion. Not a one size fits all. Not saying Usyk's team. What Usyk's team do are great for Usyk. It's very hard to apply that to anyone else, in my opinion. That's why there's only one Usyk, essentially. Who else has fought like him? How many you got? None. AJ's a straight up and down dude who needs some solid fundamentals, and he needs to storm the beach in Normandy and dig in someone's arse at the end of the day. Yeah? So forget about the rest of these moody camps. I guess the argument is, though, I think even here, I'm not sure AJ would go to the States. But he's going to go to Valencia, Spain, right? The province of Ukraine, Valencia. He's going to go there. So if you're going to go to Ukraine or Spain, go to the dirty south, right? If I was going to go somewhere, that's what I'll be doing. Because I'm just looking here in Eubank. I believe he's probably in the UK here. But I wouldn't suggest that. Eubank works okay on his own. I think AJ would benefit, honestly. I think he'd benefit from being around that kind of environment. Yeah, I really do. And that Ben Davidson gym, they've got a lot of top cats in there as well. So, I don't know. Ultimately, AJ is a grown-ass man and he has to choose to do it. Right? You can have all the team you want. You could have Terence Crawford carrying your bag to the ring and carrying your spit bucket. It's not going to make a scrap of difference. But that's what I'd like. If I was managing AJ, I'd lean much more towards Bomac than U6 team. I'd rather go with Andy Lee than U6 team, to be honest. I think that's honestly one of the worst plays he can come up with right now. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Check out my Patreon, man. Oh, we didn't even get to this video. How long have we been gassing for? 16 minutes. We've got a little time still. Let's play this moody video from Hearns.
I've heard loads of whispers about different situations he could be running.
So, there is a chance he could run out this year. It's probably unlikely, but he's ready to fight and he's in camp.
When you say run out, do you mean like he could just be on a card that's coming up?
Could just be. Like, we're not going to put him in a headline event this year. So, if he wants to get out in a lower key fight, and sometimes, you know, you got to remember, he last fought over a year ago, right? Every time he fights, he has to go into a stadium, fill it up, fight so-and-so, fight so-and-so, fight. There is a part of him that goes, do you know what? I'd just like to get in there and just, like, I don't need all the razzmatazz. Just let me go in there, wrap my hands and crunch someone. Because when we fight in February, we're going to be back in a stadium or a massive arena.
That's crazy, though.
Listen, it's crazy if you don't have vision.
It's Joshua. Like,
it doesn't matter. What do we need? We don't need the money. We need preparation.
Does he want to just get out? Does he just want to get out?
No, we want the preparation to be the best we can be. And if we feel that run out is going to put us in good stead for February, which won't be an easy fight, and more importantly, will gear us up to be the best we can be to hopefully fight Tyson Fury, that's called an investment in yourself.
And I don't disagree with this, to be fair. I know we laugh about it, AJ on an undercard, but fighting as much as you can. I'm not talking about taking loads of brain shots, but from an experience point of view, just getting out there and being comfortable in your new self. There's no doubt that Ben Davidson style, low hands and wing the right hand, it works for Wardley. It ain't working. Either way you look at it, it's not really working for AJ like that, man. It's just not. Sorry. He was at his best when he was more disciplined, technically speaking. He's a big stiff unit. Get your head down, get your hands closer up and catch, pop, pop, right? So get a new trainer. And is it the rebuild tour? But on an undercard, it's not as... It's annoying when someone's rebuilding and they're still hogging the limelight. That would be humble of AJ as well. Just hop on an undercard. Hop on a few undercards. Come out every month, right? Because a lot of these DAZN shows are dead, man. Let's put AJ as the co-main, right? Let's get him out. With Bomac. Get him out there every month. With someone in there. Some idiot in there. Right? Why not? It's the last roll of the dice anyway. Who cares? Is your ego going to be hurt? Oh, I'm used to walking out last. And oh, I'm used to being the centre of attention. Who cares? It's about the craft, right? Just turn it into... Get out there. Compete. Month after month. Whilst you wait for Tyson Fury as such. That can't hurt you at all. And you'll be able to actually... The problem with AJ is... I mean, with Ben Davidson, I saw him trying to work on pot shots, right? Yeah, when he throws the jab, I'm going to dip and I'm going to wing the right hand. That's not really fundamentals, though. That's party tricks, in my opinion. set pieces. It's like a free kick. Yeah, that's not fundamentals, man. Fundamentals are, my hands are stuck right on my head and you're getting it. I'm walking right into you, man. I'm doing you proper arm from here. Pop, pop, slip, bosh, pop, pop. Yeah, that's what I want to see from Johnston. Pop, pop, dip, bosh. Right in someone's chops. Caballero, for example, but with some more sting. I think AJ's not going to have Caballero's volume, but the base of it is there. Herd him around. Big stiff jab and a backhand on the end. Cold over, man. Cold right over, leaning into these idiots. You see what I mean? Reset, go again. Or whatever Bomac cooks up. I don't even necessarily mind the way Eubank does it. Did it against Liam Smith. A bit more relaxed. But he's, you know what I mean? That performance looked good. Smith was a bit of a jobber, but still, you know what I'm saying? Let's get him out there and get Bomac working on things. Now, I don't know how finished AJ is. Maybe he gets with Bomac and AJ looks the same. I'll tell you, I'm not going to glaze Bomac. If I see the same AJ, if I'd have seen the same Chris Eubank Jr. in Smith too, I'd have told you Bomac's an idiot. He's no good. He's a bit like Usyk's team as such, who hit gold with Usyk and can't do a bean or nothing nowhere else. But Bomac's got the credentials, man. He's got Crawford. He did well with Eubank, and he's got Keyshawn Davis. Right? No one can tell you Keyshawn Davis ain't talented. No one can tell you Chris Eubank Jr. didn't look the best in his career in Smith too. Obviously, you got Terence Crawford, goes without saying. That's replicated. What? I'm not sure. Is it the case that guy trained Lomachenko too? I don't really know the story there. I thought Papa Lomachenko trained. I don't know how it worked. I'm not sure. I think Lomachenko's dad may have been in the amateur system and trained a bit of Usyk kind of thing. But these, again, those are very... Usyk and Loma are similar, but special. Does that make sense? He's kind of hit gold twice, whereas you wouldn't look at Keyshawn Davis and say he's a spit of Crawford. You wouldn't look at Chris Eubank Jr. and say he's a spit of Crawford. There's shades there, but it looks, to me, what Bomac does looks more replicatable. Yeah, AJ ain't going to be hopping in and cutting an angle and whipping his back. No, he's not going to be doing all that. And if he did, he'd be goosed after 2 rounds. Big heavyweights. You've got Caballero. He's not hopping around a whole bunch. He's walking onto you. And that outline's been proven. He stopped Zhang. Who here would bet on AJ stopping Zhang? I wouldn't. Caballero did it. And he don't punch as hard as AJ. Is his chin better? It probably is now. But that's because AJ got popped with his leaky deaky. Anyway, I'm out of here, man. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Check out my Patreon. We've got the Moody, Kanye West and Floyd Mayweather. Floyd the Jigaboo Mayweather, man. They're down bad. Look at these cats here. I can't even play that. I'm not even sure. Listen, man, click this button right here. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. This guy here, Kanye, he down bad. That's a sorry mess of balls. Cap in hand, looking, Jigaboo Sambo, man. Get him out of here. So if you want to see the reaction to that video, you click this button right here. I'm out of here, Johnny. Bosh.